Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So as you can tell, we're in a different location today. So this is actually inside my apartment, which you may have seen a little bit in our vlogs. But this is the first sit down video that I'm doing here, and it's just me today, so no Beck for this video, but she will be in our future videos, so don't worry about that. So today is just a really quick video. I just wanted to jump on and have a little chat about naturopathy and what a naturopath is for anyone who doesn't know, because I never really mentioned it much at all on this channel or anywhere on social media. I recently qualified as a naturopath, so I am a qualified naturopath and I practice in Brisbane, Australia. So for anyone who is living in Brisbane and would like guidance and help with a specific health condition, I am available for consultations within Brisbane, Australia, and I am also available for Skype consultations within Australia only. So if you want to get in touch and book a consultation, you can head to www.amybellnaturopath.com, or we have all of the details also linked over on cultivatebeauty.com.au. So if you head to either of those links, you will find heaps of information about what to expect, what it's all about, and booking information as well, obviously. But for the topic of today's video, I actually just wanted to have a chat about what a naturopath is, because if you've never seen a naturopath before, it can be a little bit like, what is that? It's a weird word. And that's totally understandable, because actually me and Beck didn't really grow up with a particularly natural upbringing. So we never really visited naturopaths or chiropractors when we were children or younger. And it's something that we really picked up along the way through our own research and our own understanding. So if you are one of those people that's just curious about what it is and what it's all about, keep watching this video. So basically, a naturopath is a natural health practitioner that works with diet changes, lifestyle changes, herbalism, and also nutritional supplementation. So the main aim of a naturopath is to seek out the underlying cause of disease, and in doing that, we ask a ton of questions about your diet, your lifestyle, your environmental exposures. So we're looking at things like mold exposure, heavy metals, and then of course also emotional factors. So we really consider the impact of different emotions and stress on your overall health. So as you can tell, naturopathy has more of a holistic model. So we're considering the impact of many different things on your overall state of health, which can be a little bit different to the conventional model. We also have a lot more time to get through all of this information. So a typical GP appointment is usually 5 to 15 minutes, and they really just have to keep moving people along because they have so many people that they have to work with. And we can contrast that with a naturopath appointment, which takes about an hour to an hour and a half, and sometimes it can even take a little bit longer, depending on your own case history and what's been going on for you. And because we're going really in depth and investigating what's going on, it can just take that little bit extra time, but it's definitely worth it. So as I said before, the main aim of a naturopath is to treat the cause and not to simply suppress symptoms. So let's think of a really good example of this would be in something like eczema. So you guys know that we talk about eczema quite a bit here on this channel. So for example, a conventional approach to treating eczema would be to apply topical steroid creams. And that can definitely suppress the rash and suppress symptoms, but what we often find is that when we take away that steroid cream, the rash comes straight back and sometimes comes back 10 times worse. So rather than focusing on suppressing the symptom, the aim of a naturopath is to find the underlying causes. So we would be more likely to ask you a series of questions about your gut health, your immune system, your adrenals, your liver, and see you as a whole person rather than just, we have a problem with the skin, we're treating the skin. We're looking much deeper into what the underlying cause and the contributing factors are for that outbreak of eczema. And obviously this applies to a number of other conditions aside from eczema. So whether you're dealing with PCOS, whether you're dealing with IBS is another really common one, whether you have allergies or an autoimmune condition, all of these different conditions can really benefit from a more holistic approach. And that's not to say that working with a GP is not helpful, definitely not saying that. But having that kind of integrative approach where we're working with your GP and you're also working with a naturopath can be incredibly helpful. So I mentioned a few conditions that you might see a naturopath for, but just to kind of rattle off a few more, so whether you're dealing with sleep problems, insomnia, mood problems, anxiety, depression, bipolar, different kinds of autoimmune conditions. So whether that is rheumatoid arthritis or Hashimoto's, our endocrine disorders, so hyperthyroidism or hypothyroidism, and then of course things like infertility, PCOS, endometriosis, irregular menstrual cycles, and then, as I mentioned before, of course, all of our different skin conditions, whether that is eczema or rosacea, psoriasis, allergic skin reactions like hives. All of these things can really benefit from that holistic approach. And another thing that I wanted to mention about naturopathy, and maybe this will also clear up maybe some misconceptions, is that we do combine an evidence-based approach looking at the current research and most up-to-date research with natural principles and traditional wisdom. So it's kind of combining the best of both together to try and achieve the best outcome for you. And in working with people, I also like to apply an ancestral lens or perspective, so also considering what works with our biology from an evolutionary perspective. So in case you're wondering what happens when you go and see a naturopath, so an initial consultation takes about 1 to 1.5 hours, and during that time we'll talk about your presenting symptoms, your case history. We'll ask you a number of different questions about different body systems to try and get an insight about what's going on so we can connect all of the dots. So for example, that might be asking you a lot of questions about your digestion, about your immune system, about your stress levels and things like that. And of course we also ask you about your medical history and your family history, because we know that that's all very important information as well. So after we do a really thorough case taking, we may also want to look into some more lab testing. So as a naturopath, I'm also able to do functional lab testing. So whether that's doing a SIBO test, organic acids testing, or a Dutch test, we can really have a closer look at exactly what is going on with the body so that we can tailor a treatment plan that is very specific for you and for what's going on. And I always say test, don't guess. So especially if you're someone that has been seeing a number of different practitioners, or you've been jumping on every single different diet under the sun, it can really help to just test and see what's going on. And that really gives us something as well that we can come back to over time and monitor your progress. So whether you come back and do the same test in a few months' time, we can really see what progress we've made. But of course, that's not to say that testing is always necessary. It really depends on what you're coming in with, and what we're working with, and budgets and all of those things. So the main treatments that we would work with would be diet, lifestyle, herbal treatments, and then of course nutritional supplementation. And to be honest, diet and lifestyle should not be underestimated, especially with a number of different modern chronic illnesses that are very, very common today. A number of them are really rooted in our diet and lifestyle. So we like to start there with the least amount of intervention, and then we work our way up. But then of course there are cases where we might want to use different herbs. We're always making sure that there are no herb-drug interactions, because it's really common for people to think that just because you're taking herbs and a more natural option that it's going to be 100% safe, and that's not always the case. So it always pays to go and see a naturopath rather than just starting to take supplements off the shelf, because they're not always 100% safe. So I think that's about everything that I wanted to mention in today's video. Again, if you want to get in contact with me and book a naturopathy appointment, I am available in Brisbane, Australia, and I also do Skype consultations within Australia only. So you'll find all of the details for that at www.amybellnaturopath.com or over on cultivatebeauty.com.au. And I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you guys in our next video. Bye!